everybody, I'm Jacki Jing reporting straight from snowy Sweden. Except I'm in a summer dress in my hotel room. But anyway, welcome to the third day of SiegeGG Debrief SI 2022 edition. Let's get the party started in Group D, where we saw Na'Vi take a hard-fought 2-0 over MIBR. This put Team 1 under threat, as a loss of any kind would have seen them eliminated. Against them were Oxygen, who had seemed, until yesterday, to be one of the best teams in the group. The North Americans looked unstoppable on Coastline, the site of their 7-1 domination over Na'Vi on day 1. But OXG could not capitalize on a 5-1 first half and a 6-4 match point, as KDS ran riot in response.
Levy will get the kill on a vertical. Laxing fires back as it's a 3 versus 2.
Ace control is potentially down here, and indeed it is here. Foxay controlling it at the moment, so they just have to play into that one. KDS, though, walking right up to a free pick on Laxing. Foxay now to try and bleed out the timer. Good pre-fire there, and that's going to drop Neskin, but he's got to hold back the rest of this swing now. Case is back under the control of Team 1. They're in the sight, and they've got the kill.
No one could win on defense, it seemed, and KDS finished with a whopping 22 kills to 8 deaths as his team won the map 8-7. Oregon was similarly hard-fought, but this time OXG didn't let their 6-4 lead slip, forcing a third map. But despite a 2-0 lead, OXG looked helpless as Team 1 put 5 rounds past them. The North Americans weren't long for the virtual world much longer, as the Brazilians won the map 7-3 and took a 2-1 series win to stay alive. Up next was Group A, where we saw a rather unbelievable series from Team Empire. Up against them were MNM, who had a mixed set of results thus far. We started off on Oregon, where the Russians took a 4-2 lead on the defense, as is par, but Bang began the comeback first with a jaw-dropping 4K.
It finds one, finds two for the support player that has been pretty quiet some maps, but that is a way to make yourself heard on the defensive half. Joystick stepping into his grave, picking up the diffuser here and looking to navigate his way forwards, but they've got 2 or 3 angles. They've got 10 seconds to play against here, Tim. They've been mown down as Nello finds a 4K. Yuzu's gets the close and steals the ace.
Then, with a Yuzu's 3K and a 12th round 1v1 double for him, as MNM managed to take map 1 7-5. You'd have been forgiven for expecting an Empire comeback at this point, but the Russians seem broken. Aside from a round 2 win, they did nothing. The rounds kept coming, and Empire kept sinking, and MNM completed a huge 2-0 upset. Meanwhile, defending world champions NIP were carrying out a rescue job of their own. They were up against NAL champion Sonics and managed 2 8-6 wins, first on Coastline, coming back from 2-4 down, and then on Clubhouse, which had been started with a superb 1v3 from Kamikaze and kept their title defense alive. Over in Group B, while SSG won 14 out of 15 rounds against Cyclops after being 1-6 down on map 1, the intra-Brazil game was the one to watch. FaZe were in the lead after their attack half, as expected, but you can't count out the Liquid newcomers asking resets despite their inexperience. Liquid pulled things back, fighting hard on the attack, and it was none other than Nesk to close things out with a clutch. Liquid carried that momentum over to Bank and went up 4-2 despite being on the defense. FaZe started the second half strong with a 1v3 clutch for Souls, and in fact, matched Liquid in the half. Unfortunately for them, that meant that they lost the map 5-7 and the series 0-2, with Liquid defending their BR6 title in style. Finally, on to Group C. Elevate was set to face BDS, and they seemed eager to get started with their match. The French squad looked more serious, though, hoping to secure their first win after a disappointing showing in days prior. Elevate started the series off perfectly, going 5-1 in the first half. They quickly brought map 1 home with a 7-2 scoreline. Cafe was up next, and BDS struck back, getting a flawless half themselves. There wasn't much that Elevate could do, and BDS won the map 7-3. The series would be decided in the snowy Alps of Chalet. The first half was much closer, ending in a 3-3, but BDS eventually pulled ahead and closed it out 7-5. Unfortunately, their win was not enough, and the Frenchmen ended up as the first team to be sent home due to the results from the other stream. Speaking of the other stream, that's where Dark Zero took on TSM. This series also went to full length after both teams won 1 map. DZ took Villa 8-6, and TSM followed with a 7-5 on Coastline, but it was on Bank where Dark Zero truly shined, finishing the day with a dominating 7-2. Oof! So what did you think of today's games? And how do you think the final day of group stage games will go? Who will be eliminated? While you're in the comments letting us know, be sure to subscribe and go follow us on Twitter to stay on top of the madness in Sweden. And follow me at Jacki Jing. Now, If you want to see more of the numbers that everyone has been putting up in the Six Invitational, head on over to the SiegeGG competitions page. And of course, stay tuned to SiegeGG everywhere you can to keep up with all things Rainbow Six. See you tomorrow!